the delivery of the Western to the Middle East image, it's in their own words, and we're watching them do this. Welcome to Podcast Tea, another episode. Today we're going to be talking about more than a camel in a desert. It's going to be a deep topic, but before we get started, today's tea, let's talk about that. We have some orange peppermint, it's herbal tea. We have our, the usual, our honey spoons in and almost melted, but we're just going to be kind of sipping on that. We'll put the description below. It's a mixture. It's not a black tea. Because we drink that all the time. I can tell you it's sweet and smells really good. It smells really calming. But let's get into the topic. So let's start with, wow, I don't know where to start from. I would say USA and the media and how it's been a part of our lives for a long, long time, right? So I personally have, which I think in the whole world, we have a big admiration of just USA being super creative. They, from comics to movies, that big influence in social media and how it played a major part throughout the years and executed their image globally. And everybody just knows comics, knows movies, and you can not speak English, but you can connect with anybody literally through Spider-Man or Superman, which is so funny. I was talking to my friend the other day, and I was telling her I used to watch Batman on Space Tune, and there's an Arabic translated Batman. Yeah. She's like, how is that even possible? And I got to show it to her and everything, and then she's like, oh, that sounds weird. And I was like, it does sound weird, but that's still Bruce.
That's correct.
So it's
so they made the hub, the Hollywood hub, obviously, where they created everything. And what I really like is that they were strategic about every single production they have done. And when I say that, I mean it goes beyond the creating the movie itself. It goes to merch at some point, customs. It goes to museums.
Yeah.
All of it together. And they created basically a culture for themselves.
Yeah.
And
from
that
characters and stories and fiction. Yeah.
So we know there are a couple of museums. Who are the characters there?
Yeah.
Batman, Spider-Man, superheroes, all
Disney.
The superheroes. Yeah, And beside that,
Universal Studios. I think,
they have the rides and the games there. They are all based on that specific story and a character.
Yeah.
And guess what? People from all over the place comes to Disneyland, for example, and go play those games and rides.
Yeah, you may not speak their language, but you speak their comics, the stories, the backstories, the different characters. We know just so much. We're so invested about what they have done, what they have created. And it just to a point where, seriously, I'll clap for them. That's just a big admiration because it was embedded in our childhood and teenage years and adulthood. We always had something cool to had superheroes and to idolize and look through the lenses of the creators and see what USA is about, what New York looked like in different cities, Hollywood, all that. Yeah. So let me ask you, when you were young, did you have a character or superhero you wanted to be like, or?
So here's the thing with the characters themselves. It was always a fight between al-khair wal-shar. That's what we call it.
Yeah.
Right?
Like good and evil.
Yes, the good and evil.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Was always a fight between the good and evil.
Yeah.
And we naturally um, love the good, you
Yeah.
know? So when I look at Batman and how he fights the evils and
Yeah.
the bad people, I always wanted to put that wig on and that mask on and be one. Guess what? Where?
Gonna
In
save the
Baghdad.
world.
How? I don't know, but I wanted to be one.
Yes.
You know?
I think I think that's really cool. But you know, it's so funny. When we're young, we wanted to be those good peoples, but whenever you're like an adult, we start growing some admiration to these evil people. Personally, like I was like, wow, like
who you wanted
like,
to be?
like the Joker, you know, like
Oh,
we
okay.
always, and now like the Joker is out, and you're like, oh, he's not a bad person after all. And it's just, I just think we start seeing a different. You can create a different point of view as you grow, which I
Right.
think is really cool.
Yes. I agree.
But this makes me feel like we're so invested in the Western, like mass production media, all that kind of stuff, and it's just we're just so, it took a huge part of our life, right?
Right.
And I don't know how you feel about this, but I feel
Yeah,
Go
I
ahead.
think in the end, it's an industry that generates money.
true.
Okay, so creating those movies for millions of dollars, and they sell in the box office for double, triple that the budget they created. Why? Because they were strategic again.
Absolutely.
You know, and when we talked about they created a culture because there was no history to pick characters from. You know, it was always sci-fi and imagination characters that
Fiction stuff.
they will
Yeah.
look like this and they will do this and they will do that. They don't exist. That story did not exist before. But if we look at the Eastern side and we look about the rich history that we have, we can actually pull out so many real characters from the East culture.
Yeah.
Like they can be actually great stories
Yeah.
and they can be pulled and put all together and it can be as big as the Hollywood characters.
Yeah, because they existed. They're part of
They
history and all
existed
that.
and there is actually stories about them,
Yeah.
you know?
See, like that part there just really, it really makes me jealous. It's like, why why didn't we have that influence? Why didn't we have that impact? Why weren't we as why didn't we define our image as cool as they did? Because they did an amazing job defining that image and just globalize it to the world, and we took it happily. We ran with it. We loved it till today. We like it.
Yeah.
But
Of course there are a lot of
You know?
reasons that we didn't get there, you know? Like
Yeah.
like one of the reasons I remember, this is a personal story. I hope my dad doesn't be upset about me. But as an Eastern culture, we are all driven by education and social status. For example,
true.
I'm a father to two boys. Okay, as an Eastern mentality, I want them to be doctors, engineers,
Lawyers, maybe.
pharmacists, lawyers. You know, so since then it was all pushing towards those kind of professions,
Yeah.
to the point where we were left behind on other professions, just like like the art, creating movies, the media itself.
Yeah.
So speaking about the story, I was probably like 9 or 10 years old. I remember me and dad, like we pray Al-Isha in the mosque all the time, every day. And then he had a friend. I still remember his name. They used to call him Mustafa al-Muhandis, which means the engineer Mustafa. Okay, like he's known in the community,
Yeah.
the engineer Mustafa. Okay,
Yeah.
he was my dad's friends, and we were walking back home, and then we reached to our house, and then like they stand together, like, and I'm standing with them. They talk, and I'm just listening, and then the engineer Mustafa asked me a question. He's like, "Hey, Baha, what do you want to be when you grow up?" I was like, oh, I want to be a مخرج, a director. And I remember my dad was like, what did you say?
A director?
A
What's
director?
that?
What's that? No, Dad. You should say you want to be a doctor, you want to be an engineer, you want to be a pharmacist.
It wasn't really admirable.
Yes, and it was always a downgrade for the family if someone wanted to be in that sector.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So
because the security of it isn't guaranteed money-wise.
Exactly.
Especially when we know, like the Middle East region, we're not as strong when it comes to movies and production and stuff like that. And so your chances, your dad thinking, it's quite
by that time,
small.
of course, yes.
Yeah.
Like he's looking for.
We weren't.
Yeah, for a guaranteed life, and they know that doctors and engineers will always exist. You know, and they were right, but at the same time, like I was a kid. Do you know how why I wanted to be like a director, for example? I was just sitting watching an Iraqi TV show, and in the end it says directed by, and then the name.
The name, yeah.
I was like, I want to be that name right there.
Yeah.
That was the motive as a kid.
Was like, I want my name on the screen.
Exactly. I want my people.
How can I get my name on the screen?
To see my name on the screen.
Yeah.
That was the motive behind it.
Yeah.
You know? But guess what? Till this moment, I still remember it. I still want to be that person.
Yeah.
And I'm at this age.
Yeah.
You know?
It's never too late.
Yeah. So the society and the culture by then doesn't help whoever has a dream or has an interest in this sector to be, because there will be always hey, they don't make enough money.
Yeah.
What is your social status? Oh, you're an
or
actor.
he's a dreamer.
Yeah, you know, like the reality is way far from your dreams.
Yeah.
You know? But
they think you're in La La Land for wanting to be that, right?
Yeah.
But I think there is various reasons. And I think there is the number one reason, in my opinion, that we didn't have that kind of influence and we weren't as impactful in our media as the Westerns, is because I believe we thought, or, yeah, I mean, sorry, but I think we thought we were just very content. We know we have the rich civilization. We have the pyramids. We have, we have one of the 7 wonders. Like, such a rich history. We have rich culture, and we just thought we are already ahead. So we were so content. We assumed we had it all. We don't have to try. And we sat back and thought, we didn't have to add anything.
Yeah. You're right. Like, now I'm thinking about what you're saying. I always have a pride in where I am from. Okay. Like if someone asks me, like, here, I'm from Mesopotamia.
Yeah.
Do you know who's that? Do you know where is that?
Do
you know where I am from?
Rivers,
do you know the history? You know? But thinking about it, did we show the world? You know?
No.
Did we create content and movies that shows the Westerns where we are from? There is nothing to show. And there are so many reasons.
You have to dig to find it. There are very few. You
know? But in the same time, like, we have the opportunity to. We have the history. We have the characters that we can bring into the media and, like, create actually stories out of them.
Yeah.
That will... But in the same time, like, those stories will have to somehow be directed to the Westerns. Like, hey, like, we want you to watch this.
So, yeah. But that was one of the reasons. So, taken back to the various reasons, because I think we just had a conversation the other day about it. Yeah. But I think the number one is us thinking we got it all and the whole entire world know about us, which before conflicts and before wars, there's a lot of tourism everywhere in the Middle East. Like you can go back back in the days where a lot of people would come visit, and because we had like one of the best universities, and we had the Babylons, and we had the pyramids, and we just had it all. And then of course we got busy with political conflicts and unnecessary, just here we just, our focus shifted to unnecessary conflicts, wars, political issues here and there. That's another reason, added to the first one, us being so content, thinking the whole world know.
Correct.
Without us even trying to tell the world who we are. The third reason, I think what you just mentioned about the story with your dad, it just wasn't, we weren't, these professions, it just, nobody encourages you to take that route and to be creative, because part of you having a really good media is having the workforce behind it, having the directors, having the great minds, the great motion graphic, all that. You need that has to be, within your nation to be the first in doing these things. Like the US, they're way, way, way ahead, because they've been doing this for years. It didn't happen overnight. It's been decades of hard work.
Of course.
That's where US got here today, which I think we need to catch up, right?
Yeah. No, I totally agree with you. But in regards to the workforce and professions, like the past couple of years I've seen, like the Arabic productions that they are doing, they are always bringing like Americans, British, all experienced, well-known professionals.
Yeah.
But the issue to me is like, okay, in the Arabic world, the viewers are looking for a specific thing and they love it and they don't mind watching it.
That's another big
every
reason.
year. For example, like Ramadan is a big season for the Arabic media.
And it's
the
usual
biggest season of the year. But like we have the same character does today. They do a
it's
series
a lot of
for this.
comedy, yeah.
It's repetitive.
Very repetitive.
But why they do it? Because they know people will watch it.
The audience will always watch that.
You know? Just because they like that specific actor or actress.
Yeah.
But if we go,
we can give so many examples to that. We're stuck with the same two actors that's doing like 7-8 different series. And I think that's one of the major other points why we're kind of behind, because we're so content catering to the same audience the same way, and we're not thinking outside the box to bring something new.
Exactly. That's the main issue that I think if we just think about it, we have the money is there.
The money is there.
The studio's in there. Like
the stories are there.
The stories are there.
The history's there.
Everything is there. Like let's talk about Dubai.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tom Cruise did one of his movies there.
What did you watch it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you?
Yeah. Like when he was on Burj Khalifa.
Did you see the one? Okay. So there's a part in this movie where he's in Burj Khalifa, and then there's this, like, he arrives and there's a sandstorm and they show.
Yeah.
Because that's how, that's the perception.
I understand.
I mean?
Yeah. I understand.
It's funny. Like, really? Like, you know?
But what I'm trying to say is that we have the abilities right now.
Yeah.
We're able to create something like crazy good. Yeah. That belongs to us.
We start having the talents.
Yeah,
we have.
And like this Ramadan, I did not watch a lot of series, but I watched a couple of episodes from different series, and I see that we have a lot of good talents right now.
Absolutely, but because of all these points that we mentioned, and that just kind of shows this is fewer of the reasons. I think the main reasons why we're kind of behind is still both. There's a TikTok insert we're going to insert. That way we can just show you guys. It kind of Shally shared it with me, and I looked at it and I was like, this is exactly this is how the world's view us, and I'm just gonna let you guys watch it, and then we'll talk about it.
Okay.
Welcome, my friend. Welcome, my friend.
God damn, it's hot. I'm sweating like R. Kelly in Disneyland.
All right. So that was funny.
That is. I'm like, honestly,
I'm offended.
honestly, like,
That's how it been.
it's been like this, and even like a couple years ago, in at work, one of the people was surprised that, oh, you're Iraqi. Wow, you're Arab. Yeah, like you speak English. I'm like, dude, I studied English in a school when I was a kid, and guess
Yeah.
what? In Baghdad.
Yeah.
He's like, so you guys don't live in a tent and you have camels around? I'm like, dude, I live in a city.
Yeah.
That the population of that city is 9 million
Yeah.
people live there.
Yeah.
Okay, and we had everything. We got the schools, we got the hospitals, we got
In
the
high school,
cars.
I got asked if we have TVs.
Wha-
I was like,
One of the
yeah,
questions.
and then the other girl said to me, I was like in 10th grade. She's like, so you guys have clean water? You don't have to like walk in and get clean water and come back? And I said,
No, actually, we go to the river and have a bucket.
I
Of
said
course
no.
we have a clean water.
I said no. And it was. I think that's when I realized, wait a second,
Mm-hmm.
what's going on? And as that TikTok was showing like the hate and the women just showing like the eyes, like with wearing a lot of layered clothes, and then you see the camel
This is like
there.
1,000 years old
But
kind
do
of
you know,
situation.
Do you know what
for
this
us.
tells me?
Uh-huh.
This just shows how us Arabs, how much we have failed to deliver our image. We set and we let the Westerns dictate our image.
Yeah.
That could have been our image maybe in the 1910s. Maybe in the
Not
1800s, not even the 1910s. Maybe in the 1800s, but
Mhm.
this is like, for example, Aladdin, right? Let's talk about Aladdin.
That dude looks Indian there.
That dude, first of all, we have no elephants. And
Yeah, we got the camels. Why he was not on a camel? Why
There
they
was-
chose elephants for him?
whenever I watched Aladdin, I was like, really? Even, I mean, it's not Jasmine, it's Yasmin.
Yasmin.
You know, like
Mhm.
there's just so many things, and you're like, wow, they got the idea right, you know,
Mhm.
from the Arabian Nights story, right?
Yep.
But
1,000 Nights and a Night. That's what it's called.
yeah, but they take what we have, but they put it in their own words, you know.
Mm.
It's like when you have to cheat from me, but you have to make it look like it's yours.
Mhm.
So the delivery of the Western to the Middle East image, it's in their own words, and we're watching them do this.
Yeah.
And you know what's so funny? For a while, we're like, oh, here's this, here's Aladdin, here's the people. We're proud of it because somebody represented a part of us, but not necessarily when you grow up to be, or like, this is not really all true.
Yep.
So it kind of just, like, that TikTok is funny, but at the same time, it just shows me like we have so much work to do. We
Yeah.
have a lot of calls to action, don't you think?
Mhm. How about Cleopatra?
We don't want to talk about this. That's very controversial right now.
I know, but she's Egyptian, okay? And yeah, I don't want to get into that too.
It's just it wasn't delivered as
As she was Egyptian. She was
from
another
Egyptian.
country.
Yeah, of
That's
course.
why she
It was
replied.
westernized too. I am so sorry. That was westernized pretty much, and I see why the Egyptians sued Netflix,
Yeah.
because
Yeah, they did.
they sued Netflix because
Let's
that's,
go, Egypt. Fight for your rights.
Yeah, because
Cleopatra was Egyptian. Let's get that money. I think you guys need it right now.
yeah.
Yeah.
So we need to stop letting the Westerns speak for us.
Mm-hmm.
It's time, right? Because I feel like
Just imagine. I just want you to imagine like a character in a movie.
mm-hmm,
We have Abbas ibn Farnas, right?
mm-hmm.
He's the guy who tried to fly.
Yeah.
Imagine a story is built based on him
Yeah.
and very modernized.
Mm-hmm.
You know, how a crazy character it can be.
Yeah.
Like, it blows my mind if it happens.
We have so many stories that we can just
We have Ibn Battuta.
Scholars, absolutely. We have so many scholars when it comes to that travel the world, and they have stories, and you can have series of that if you would like.
We have the chemists, right?
Yeah.
Scholar chemist. Like, I want to see him make drugs and sell it to people.
The Breaking Bad.
No, look, I'm dead serious. You know? Oh, that's another one.
Yep.
We have so much, but we're
We
just...
have Gilgamesh,
What a story.
right?
Gilgamesh.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it will be endless,
Yeah.
you know? But we are in a very comfortable zone.
Yeah. We're too much in our comfort zone.
Like, in a comfort zone where, like, okay, it looks like we're satisfied with it, and we shouldn't be. Because right now, specifically, like when I look at United Arab Emirates, Saudi Arabia, Iraq too. Right now, they are not in the best situation right now, but there is a line of hope where things are getting way better than before, and there is so much opportunities from like festivals I've seen. It looks like they are putting some work and they are investing. Okay,
Yeah.
so right now I think we need to move from the current mentality of I wanna bring Muhammad Ramadan and make the same series in a different name, different locations, similar story, and people watch it. We need to get out of that and try to create something that, okay, I want to generate money through production and not only sell it in the box office and it's done, and not only do it in Ramadan and it's and it's gone after
Right.
that. We want
We
to
should be like the Western. We should create throughout the year.
and,
we should
and create
have-
series that like
Yeah.
it's connected to each other,
Yeah.
where we reach a point where like, okay, people now want to travel to us and spend their money, okay, to see the actual pictures
Yeah.
there, like and we have like the actual museums, like for specific stories we can merge the museum between the character and the production was made and the actual athar. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For example, like أكثر مجنة. It's a character, but there is a statue
It's a
actually
mythical
is
character, yeah.
is there.
People
you know?
can visit it and like there, but we can have like a museum park or
Yeah, I mean there are the two sides of it. Not
Yeah.
only one side that was created by media,
yeah.
and that's it. There are two sides of the story. You can look
Yeah.
the production and the actual statue.
Yeah,
that
there's a lot of
exists.
stories too in here like this. Like, yeah, but they made him die, but in real life he doesn't die. Like you can play around with it, but I think we have a lot to unpack because for so many for so many years we let the US or the Western side dictate what our image looked like, and that hurted so many things. That hurted, like, just coming here, I feel like each individual, each Arab, Middle Eastern individual, we are like on a mission to deliver the right picture of who we really are.
Exactly.
Because that narrative of us on TV didn't only not deliver the right picture, but impacted our self-esteem in our daily life, because we're the terrorists, we're the people that live in a desert, we ride on camels to go get water, all these kind of stereotypical things that need to go. So we are already behind, but it's time for us to unpack all the beautiful stories, the mythical stories, the scholars, the rich civilization, all that, and actually start catering globally,
Yeah.
just like the Western culture. Because I think if I was American, I would want to sit back a little bit and see something new. Because I'm
Sure.
pretty sure as a U.S., as an American, I
There's
would
no
like
competition.
to... No, but I would like to sit back and see something new. right? And I think we can deliver because we have so much to deliver. And instead of I go and see another Spider-Man movie, it can be a Gilgamesh Series 1 movie. Or something that we can just start showing the world what we're really about. I think it's time. It's time. So call to action, all the producers and all everybody, directors and even writers. Let's start writing outside the box, which I feel like people already started doing that, but we need to take it to the next level.
Yeah.
Right?
Totally agree. We have done it, and I think we can do a lot right now with, maybe we don't have our own capabilities and professionals,
right?
But we have the ones who are there from the Western countries, and it can be done, and we can utilize their expertise to create something that is actually will be attractive to the Westerns, and that in the end, honestly, like
we love the camel and the desert, but we're more than that.
No, that's where we are from, Like I'm never gonna say, oh, I'm not from there.
I know, but even you're saying that's where I'm from. But how many generations do you have to go back until your family really was on a desert?
Yeah, that's our roots. Yeah, of course. Like, let's say, I don't know, 10
I don't know how many generations for me, because I feel like
my grandfather, Allah yarhamah, like, he was 1924.
Yeah.
And he used to drive his own car.
Yeah.
And he's my grandfather.
So it's like...
So imagine how many generations...
So it's part of our culture, but it's not our entire culture.
Oh, no, of course.
So this is what we need to kind of explain, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's part of it, but it's not all of it.
Nope.
So we need to kind of paint the other side of the picture.
Yes.
And, have the world globally be more invested in us, just like the Bollywood, right?
Yeah.
How India did a great job defining what India is about, and the Bollywood and the dances and all that kind of stuff, which they did an amazing job.
Yeah. They
made their way to Hollywood, and I think it's...
And they represented their culture, by the way.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The colorful
and we need to do the same.
All the pretty things. Shout out to them, but it's time.
It's time, yes.
It's time for us to be more than a camel in a desert.
It will be. It's coming soon, inshallah. Guys, I think we're wrapping up this episode. I think we are, 30 minutes probably, or 35 minutes into this episode. Short, but hopefully is very informative, and, we spoke up, basically.
Yes.
Guys, please subscribe, share, like, comment, do all of the above. I don't know if it's above or like
somewhere
down,
around the screen.
Somewhere in the description, wherever you find an account for us, please follow us there.
Yes.
Thank you for watching.
Tell us what you think.
Listening. Tell us what you think. Tell us what do you think if we actually... خلاص. That's it. ها هي. Comment. مع السلامة.